To me, not having control over something brings anxiety. There's stress in waiting for something or someone. And many times, as I've observed and lived life, I've found that stress is mainly induced through the general thought of not having control. And you can drown in that thought. And there's really two major components that cause us to lose a big level of our control in life. The number one thing is relationships. So when you choose to be in a relationship versus being single, you lose control. When you're single, you have maximum control over your life. The second thing is the more you own, the more things you have, whether a car, whether clothes, whether a house, whether whatever, the more you have to take care of it. And the more, in one sense, you're out of control. When you have a house, and if you need a repair, you have to call the contractor or you have to call someone to help you, and you're out of control and you have a level of stress. Good to see you, Andre, and good to see you, Tony. Love to you both. Hope you had a good day. Andre and Tony, do you feel that you are in control or out of control in your current life circumstance? And so I think about the human condition. I think about my condition, and I think overall I'm pretty happy where I'm at as a middle-aged man. I feel happy being single. I was talking to a friend today, and he was saying, Sam, is there any shot that you'll meet a girl down there in Florida or wherever, and even if everything is positive, she looks good, she's this, she's that? I said, no. I said, there's no shot, because it's not even about per se looks, because again, even if Jennifer Lopez would offer to take me in her mansion, blow up my YouTube channel, and give me money, and it's not about that. It's the stress. It's the out of control. I got to wait for her, or I'm subject to someone else's mood. I'm subject to someone else's thoughts. And I don't like that. It's just something within me that it's just a stress inducer, not a stress reliever. And I think most of life stress is self-induced. And we're trying to gain a level of control, self-control. It said that self-control leads to godliness. Good to see you, Adam. Hope you had a good day at work today. Adam, are you single for life? Are you a minimalist? Tony says, I feel I have about 60 to 70% of control in my life. Well, that's above majority. So you're above 50%. So that's a positive. And if you're close to 70, you're doing, I think, awesome. I would say all of us, whether you're single, married, whatever, I think all of us acknowledge that there's probably about 10% of life that we have no control over. But I would say we have 90% control over our life if we stay single. Now, if you don't stay single, you're down to 50% automatically because you're sharing your life with another person. And if you have a lot of things, I think you're down to probably 20, 30% control. Oh, we have a new member. I'm losing members and I'm also gaining them. Death hashtag core nublia. Well, all right, man. That sounds a little bit of a wild profile name, but welcome to the live chat. I hope it's going to be a positive experience for all of us. And we'll see how it goes. Welcome and thank you. I mean that sincerity. And what I can tell you is relationships, sometimes they last as long as my members. But I think relationships are not meant to last forever. Why? It's just life is. I want everyone to always remember, stay positive, but this world is not forever. We are in a temporary world as far as our life expectancy. Average human life expectancy is 80 years. The first 20 years of your life, you don't have much control. You're an adolescent. You're living in your parents' or guardian's house. When you're in your 20s, you start to have control. 30s, But I always tell you, like, the human brain doesn't develop till 25. You don't know who you are till 35. By the time you're in your 30s, you're in a relationship, you have a lot of stuff, and it's very hard to get control back of your life. See, once you get into a relationship, once you have kids, certainly, and once you even get a house, it's very hard to then unwind all that control you've given up and take it back. And some people spend the rest of their life doing that. Welcome again. I hope I'm going to say the name right, Nublia. He said, you're a father-like figure. Well, I appreciate the compliment, and I'm thankful if I can inspire or help someone, because YouTubers have helped me in the past. Ultimate Warrior was a wrestler. He then became a motivational speaker on YouTube. He helped me when I was in my weight loss journey, and also just like my midlife philosophy of like trying to stay inspired because life gets a little bit dull. And so YouTube has been a good platform for me, not just to create, but to receive. So thank you, man. I appreciate that. Love to you. Appreciation. $5 super chat. Damn, I'm glad I showed up because I still sometimes want to give up. Brandon, I comment on your video last week about being miserable with my girlfriend. Well, last night, after 2 years, I man up and broke it off. She moved out last night. Well, Brandon, obviously I don't know your whole situation. I appreciate you sharing. I think about the famous Seinfeld episode where the first breakup never lasts. I think about, they say Jennifer Lopez is now getting back with Alex Rodriguez. So, Brandon, I don't know the whole circumstance, and again, I appreciate you sharing. But if you use the word miserable to describe it, you have to remember that word if you ever think of going back. Because here's the problem with being single. It requires self-care. And if you're not going to take the time while you're single to do self-care, it's gonna end up going back. And there's pain ahead. Even a miserable relationship, the end of it, there's at least 3 months to 3 years of pain because it requires that you now rebuild yourself through self-care and your life, and you reinvent yourself. And that's why I believe, in my opinion, Brandon, everyone listening, will go back to live comments. I firmly believe, this is my opinion and experience, that when you go through a breakup, you have to do no contact and you have to do maximum self-care because you're in for the ride through hell in order to get to heaven. You have to refine yourself. But if you keep contact, if you keep them as a friend, and you're going to go back the minute you get uncomfortable. It's like people who go out and live in their car. Everyone tells me they're going to start living in their car in the fall or in the spring when the weather is perfect for camping. And the first time the weather gets cold, they're back in their house or their apartment. And the first time the weather gets hot, they're back in their house or apartment. I use that as an example to what I found in life. Is most people prefer the recliner over the incliner. And because of this human condition, that we go from miserable relationship to feeling pain being by ourselves to back to misery, back to the vomit. But if we can persevere on the incliner, we can lose weight, reinvent ourselves, listen to Spotify in our earbuds, and change our fucking life. If you can endure minimalism, whether living in your car or cutting your expenses, and increase your income, you can get out of debt, you can empower yourself financially, you can retire early. You can tell big chicks, we ain't going to Dairy Queen tonight. We doing what I want to do. And whoever don't like that, too bad. But see, to call your own shots in life requires you asserting yourself. Not with someone else to try to control them, but with yourself. Try to control yourself, self-control. See, singleness and minimalism is a level of self-control. Because it's very hard not to acquire things or people. And you can still have healthy relationships with friends. And you can still have, purchases. But the focus of the necessity and the meaning of what it serves in your life is at a higher degree when you stay stripped away from the distractions. And so love to you, Brandon, on your journey. Thank you. Welcome again, Nublia. I'm very grateful. Let's go back live comments. Tony, I read that. Adam, no, I've been in a relation. Oh, no, been in a 3-year relationship? 3 years, a long time, man. How long would it take to separate yourself from a 3-year relationship? It would be devastating, you know. How long did Brandon say he was in his relationship? After 2 years. So 2 years, yeah. That's a long time, you know, but you can adapt. I remember listening to Weekend. Weekend had a song called Adaptation. And it was basically saying you thought I fall apart, but instead I adapted. So you got two choices in life, and that's why I always recommend read the book Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson. The ability to adapt separates you from other people. Most people don't adapt, they regress. And it's not about being better than anyone else, it's about being your best self. See, if someone says you think you're better than me, like they did in the episode of Seinfeld, they're not your friend. Because you don't want to be better than anyone else, you want to be you want to better yourself. You want to better yourself. And you can't better yourself unless you change yourself, unless you reinvent and adapt. And that's a big message. But when you're with someone else, for you to change is very hard because they see you like you always were and you see them like you always saw them. And so, you know, it's hard to, you know, like I said, one thing I learned about moving and traveling up and down the East Coast of America is that some people change their state, change their location in order to start a new life in a new environment, to totally reinvent themselves. And I think there's some merit in doing that. I think the downfall is people bring their bad habits to their new environment and they get the same life. See, you don't change your life until you create new habits, and then wherever you go, the environment will just enhance your life. So, you know, look, guys, you can move from New Jersey to Florida or wherever, but if you take your same habits, your same mindset, you're just trading one climate for another. You're not changing your life, you know. So you have to remember that on your journey. Good job. Andre, welcome. Thank you, Andre, very much. I hope you had a good day. Andre. Thank you for all your support. Tony, I have to be close to my aging parents, and I have to work for about 2 to 3 years more. Otherwise, I have a lot of control. Well, I think that's positive. I think overall you've shown a positive mindset. And I like the way you displayed your attitude on your videos. I like the fact that you seem fair-minded in your evaluation of things. I like the fact that you are willing to learn, and at the same time, you're not the type of person where you let people walk all over you. You got to have that balance. You know, you'll get through this period in life. You just got to keep taking it one day at a time. Thank you again, Nublia, for the gracious comment. And I hope my videos do help you in some way. Thank you, man. Where are you coming from? If you want to share, Nublia, where do you live? How old are you? Are you single? If you want to share. Tony, but I'm single for life. 100 emoji. Tony, shout out to Canada. He's from Canada. Work from home. Love that. Love remote work. No debt. Praise the Lord. Tony, that's the key thing. I've been really struggling. Do I ever want debt? I know Upscale Hobo asked me the other day, if I buy a home base, would I be willing to take out a mortgage, or does it have to be cash? Now, if I was 55 years or older, there's some of these communities here in Florida I could buy, it could be cash. But the regular communities, they're too high to pay cash. I mean, or they pretty much wipe you out. So I don't know, man. I think about would I ever take on debt again. I may take on debt if it was a 0% interest on a car, and I may take out debt if it was a house mortgage. But I've been debt-free for about a year now, and you know, there is something to that. I'm not going to lie. And but when I got out of debt, the first thing I was thinking about, well, what could I buy? You know, so it's interesting. Back to Tony. He goes, he works from home. He's single for life. He's debt-free, and he saves 40% of his income. Money bag emoji with no debt. Tony gave one of the best comments the other day. He said, and somehow my video sparked something that was already in him. He put his own inspiration into action by staying at his job. He said he was thinking about quitting at one point, I guess a couple years ago. Things were getting tough at the job. He saw my video. It sparked something that was already inside him. Okay. And he made the decision. He did it. He stayed at the job. Okay. And now that's paid off. And now to take home 40% of your income and to do whatever you want with it, that's empowerment. That's control. See, like, if you're in a relationship, you got kids, you got a big mortgage, that there's no way you're netting 40% of your income and you don't have control. You may still have a loving family and money's not everything. But again, what brings stress? Lack of control. What brings anxiety? Lack of control. What brings empowerment? Well, again, more control. How do you get more control? Well, I'm giving you 2 examples. One is you're single. 2 is you're a minimalist. Doesn't mean you're living in a car, but it does mean that you are conscious on what you buy, your budget management, and not to have too many things. It's an important part of life to gain control. Thank you again, Brandon. I'm going to keep you in my prayer. I know I went through a couple breakups and they were very tough, man. And I don't take it lightly how hard it is to get, but I do know that you have to go forward. And you did the right thing by breaking up, and you need to do no contact. Because if it was miserable once, it'll be miserable twice, and you'll never get control of your life. And that's not the way to live. That is not the way to live, okay? And you're blessed. You're in a society where you obviously have internet. I don't know if you're in America, but I would think you are, okay? And so whether you're in America, Canada, doesn't matter, any first world country, you got internet, okay? You're blessed, okay? You can do anything. Okay? You don't need someone else to complete you. And you should never give up control of your emotions to someone else. It's very unattractive for you to depend on someone else for your emotions, and I've been there. And they control you more when they know you're not self-sufficient in your own peace and your own joy and your own confidence. And so what I want to tell you is learn. It's not do. You got to learn this. You got to learn to take yourself out, to have fun by yourself, to manage your time, and get your swagger back, like Eddie Murphy in Boomerang. Okay, it's like you're not doing it to make them want you or make them regret you. Even though there's going to be some workout session, some walks at night when you cry, you're going to be like, I'm going to show this motherfucker they messed up. That's fine. If you need to use that for motivation, fine. But it can never be out of spite. Okay, like we all need something to give us sometimes, get us a little worked up, to give us passion enough to do something. But it can never be done out of pure spite, okay? Because that's not healthy, okay? Now, look, I'm not going to lie. You're going to be walking around some nights, I fucking hate them. I wish, but you got to, burn that off your soul. Good job. Adam, I was single for 2.5 years before I got into a relationship. I had to do self-care and figure out who I am going forward in life. I love it. You nailed it. Now look, do I love relationships? I don't. Do I know anyone in a healthy relationship? Not many. I would say there's 2 people I know that when I speak to them, they do still say they're overall happy. So I don't want to say there's none. Okay. But I do want to say the vast majority of people that I've met in my life relationships have destroyed their life, not helped their life. Destroyed. So I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying the odds are very high that it's going to end in a disaster. Oh, Brandon, welcome to the Yacht Club All Access Chat. For $9.99, you can chat your ass away, cancel at any time. You can't get in any relationship that good. That's the amount of one DoorDash, and you're not committed to anything. Love to you, Brandon. Brandon and Nublia, 2 new members tonight. I want to thank you with gratitude, not entitlement. Gratitude, not entitlement. Thank you. Thank you, Andre, for being supportive. But like I was saying, is that having a relationship is a high-risk thing. Now, just because it's high risk doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. I do some high-risk things, but you have to mitigate that risk. Like one of the 2 people that I know that got into a relationship, you know what they did to mitigate the relationship? They didn't get into it until they were in their 30s and they knew themselves. They didn't have kids till they were in their 30s. They married another person with a stable career, stable family, And so even though it's still risky, it's a lot of mitigated. Some people, they may get a vasectomy after one kid, mitigated risk. Some people may get a prenup. Some people, even all those things, it's still risky. But some people like to risk, whether it's gambling, whether it's stocks, whether it's skydiving. Okay. So look, guys, everyone gets their kicks from something. Okay. So I'm not mad at you. But I'm going to speak my truth. Okay. And I'm single and I'm a minimalist, so I'm speaking on it. Okay. And what I can tell you is this. Okay. I'm taking a risk by living in my car. I'm taking a risk by doing YouTube. Okay. So I mitigated my risk. You may say, look, I want to go skydiving. I say, great. You may say, look, I want to go marry someone. I say, great. Now, yeah, don't expect me to be passionate for what you want to do. It's not my job. My job is to do what I'm passionate about. And through that, people who are serious about what they want to do, they get a spark. But people who want to be spoon-fed, they need a serving every night. See, guys and girls, you got to learn to wipe your own ass. Okay. And I tell the story, and I'm going to tell it again. When I was in, I believe it was the first grade, I told my friend this the other day, he said he's going through the same thing with his young kid. I was in first grade. I think my mom was still wiping my ass some mornings. And I went to school, and over the course of the day, my ass was getting itchy and itchy. And by the end of the school day, my ass was on fire. Okay. And I had a rash, okay, in my butt and on top of my thigh. And what had happened is my mom did not fully wipe my ass because she was trying to hurry up and get me ready and go to work and drop me off. And I remember coming home after school that day, and I remember it clearly. I had a pair of Lakers sweatpants on. And I remember pulling my sweatpants down, and a log of shit was all in my ass. And I remember taking that toilet paper and taking control of my life. And I learned a valuable lesson standing there with Dookie all in my ass. That, Sam, you got to start to learn to wipe your own ass. And the sad truth is, if you ever go to a public restroom, most people have never learned that lesson. And I will tell you this. To own your life, to control your life, requires that you have to do some things on your own. Even if you're in a relationship. I know some guy, to keep their relationship together, they go on separate vacations. It works for them. So ESP, great to see you. ESP, did you see my video the other day, ESP? That damn Dairy Queen conversation lost me a member. I'll tell you right now. I don't blame you, ESP. I made a conscious effort to say I'd never blame you. I love you. I blame Ghetto Van Guy, who taught you about that Dairy Queen treat. Yep. I don't blame him either. It was only a matter of time. Because she got two different goals, My goal is to stay single. Her goal was to be in a relationship. So, like I said, guys, it's like, does anyone want... there's one troll of all the YouTube channels. His name is Not a Nomad. He's not a nomad. He's probably watching now. He just gave me a thumbs down. He names himself. I saw his videos too. They suck. Okay. Hey, Not a Nomad. Your videos suck ass, B. Okay. And I saw the girl who talking about she like Dairy Queen. She wants to date. She made videos mocking Kim Kardashian. Yeah, she can mock other chicks, but she can't stand being mocked. Yeah, I ain't buying it. Not a Nomad. You're an old man, and all your videos suck ass. Okay. If you don't want to be a nomad, why would you watch other nomad channels? I'll tell you why. Because you're in a relationship that she don't respect you and you ain't got nothing to offer. Okay? And you got too much shit. You got a fully self-contained Class B, and you got a house, and you got no inspiration. You got a troll. Okay? So it's a disgrace. Okay? What I can tell you is this. You're searching for something. It's not on this channel. Okay? It's inside you. Okay? But I tell you this, you don't have enough self-respect to take that toilet paper, look at it, and say, you know what? It's not their job to wipe my ass. It's my own. And that's a shame. And this guy's old. This guy's like 60-some years old. He's on Social Security. But he's mentally disturbed, but there's no excuse for being a nasty person. Because I've met some mentally ill people. They're good people, though. But I've met someone, they're bad people. Let's take a hydration break. Go all live comments. Welcome to my 2 new members, Brandon. And I hope I'm saying the name right, man. I feel bad. Nublia. Love to everyone out there. Thank you to all my existing members. Take a hydration break. Go back live comments. Yeah, ESP, that damn Dairy. I'm glad you brought. My mom worked at Dairy Queen. My mom worked at Dairy Queen and Carvel. Okay. My mom at times worked 2-3 jobs throughout my childhood. I see some people now, middle-aged, fully healthy, not working. And guys, don't like it. Now, again, if you can't do any better, don't do better. Okay. But I don't know. Like I said, I got family members. They don't work. I don't know why. But, you know, they got some disabilities. But look, if you can't work or if you're able to, but I think that you got to do something with your time. I mean, I don't know how much you can do nothing. I can understand, like, you know, you want to take a couple months off. I can understand you want to take half a year. But once you get, like, guys, girls, once you get more than a year, you ain't been doing nothing. I mean, unless you got a serious illness or you're at, like, in your 60s, you know, then it's like you got to do something, you know. Okay. So now there's this one guy, not a nomad. He's in his 60s. He's still watching nomads. He's trolling. It's a disgrace. Someone should put him in an assisted living home, okay? And take YouTube away from him. I told you what happened. They closed down all the insane asylums and they opened up YouTube. Yeah, that's what happened. And they said, yeah, go ahead, create a couple profiles. This guy, we don't want to take care of you. Yeah, now I got to deal with all psychopaths. Yeah, that's right. That's all right. I'll take care of them. Back live comments. Thank God I showed up tonight. Thank God I didn't quit. Thank God I didn't quit 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Keep showing up. And we're going back to live comments now. Marcel, hey Sam, did I read this right? Forgive me if I missed something here, guys. Let me go back like this. Working for life, 40%, read that. Yeah, I think I was at Marcel. Hey Sam, checking in again. Acceptance of the outside world is key. You can't control the world, man. You can only be the change you want to see. Marcel, this guy quotes good stuff. You got a good mindset. Okay. I want you to be that personal trainer because I know that's your passion. I want you to secure your bag, mitigate your risk, and keep showing up. Good job. Andre, I never had debt in my life. Love it. Well, that's awesome. I'm not mad at that. In one sense, I'm glad I had debt, only because it's like you have to figure out what's good and what's bad. In one sense, I'm glad I had relationships. I'm glad I wasn't always single. In one sense, I'm glad I had a house and luxury cars. Why? I don't know. I mean, there is something about experiencing life. So, Doran, one of my members, $5 super chat, being very gracious, super sticker, working out. I woke up this morning, I had to push my big old ass to the gym. Why? Because I said, Sam, if you don't go to the gym, you're not going to feel good about yourself. So, Doran, thank you. I still got a wide ass, but I feel better about going to the gym, showing up than if I didn't, okay? And that's what I want to instill, guys. There's no perfect thing in life, but there's your best life and a mediocre life and your worst life. And when you show up consistently to your job, to your gym, to your creative ventures, life gets a little bit better. There's a little more control. There's still bad days, but it gets better. Thank you, Doran. Appreciation, gratitude. Back live comments, guys. I'm grateful. I thought the channel was about to tank. I said, Sam, you gotta. They want you to tell you. They just want you to pat their butt, and they just want you to be nice to them. And I want to be nice, but I gotta be myself. So, thank God that this is a side thing. I could be myself because I thought it's all over. Thank you very much. Back to live comments. Nublia, I rather live in a car so I can travel. I understand that, but that comes with responsibility. Yeah, I mean, it all depends on your individual circumstance, but I would say if you're going to travel, living in your car is a great way, in some respects, better than an RV, because if you need to get off the road, you can Airbnb, you can hotel. I'm a stubborn bastard. I like my things a certain way, so I kind of never do that. It's in my back pocket if I need to, but ESP does that. Many people do that. And then like ESP, I saw her say she's getting ready to get back on the road. She's fired up. So she'll get back on the road with a greater perspective. But, maybe she'll get back on the road and maybe not like it. I mean, part of it is just the experience. So, but I would say, if someone can responsibly live on the road, whether you're a traveling nurse, working IT, whether you're door dashing, whatever, if you can secure your income and if you're not abandoning any major responsibility that you have, it can be done. In a first world country with modern society, it's very easily. There's some good and bad of it, but look, overall, for me, car living has been a good experience. Now, will I do it forever? Nothing's forever in this life, number one. Okay? Because, guys, no matter what, you have a house, rent a house, you buy it, you own it, you have an RV. It's a matter of lifestyle and how long you want to do something and does it fit your goals. That's it. So best of luck to you. But you have the right mindset if you're using the word responsibility. I like that. Marcel, at Andre. Amen, brother. Same here. Andre's been supportive. ESP, I love you, ESP. Hey, I'm listening while working. I love you. As usual, working hard, doing your thing. I'm counting the days down before I'm back in my van. I know you are, and I think you're going to do great. Now, everyone, as I make this video, I think was it March 17th? Yes. So technically, we are 3 days away from spring. Spring begins March 20th. So now, again, I'm in Florida. I'm sweating my ass off. It's 80 degrees today. But for the rest of the world, spring starts in 3 days. And spring brings warmer weather, which brings more nomads. Why? Because spring and fall are the best times to live as a nomad. They're best time to camp because it's a moderate temperature and you don't really need an air conditioner. You don't need a heater. All you may need is a fan, unless you're in Florida, okay? Because spring gets hot. It's very hot now. Already some people migrate up north. People start to migrate up north from Florida in end of March, April. So for me, guys, my plan, and I keep flexibility. I can change my mind anytime. But my plan is to not go back up north till September. September and October are the worst months to be in Florida. It's the height of hurricane season. And I do like the fall season for change of pace. So that's my plan. I'm looking forward, ESP, to your travels, to your renewed mindset. And I'm interested, now that you've been living in an Airbnb, I don't know, for about 6 months now, and you've had all the amenities, now you have a perspective of the regular conforming life has safety, security, and amenities, but it doesn't have passion, doesn't have inspiration. However, you get on the road, it has the passion, creativity, inspiration, but it doesn't have a high level of comfort. But you may, I don't know, I think you'll have a different, it'll be interesting to see your second time going out on the road if you say, you know what, I want to do this now back again full time, or I want to continue to just do like 6 months on, 6 months off, or if you say, you know what, I'm done with the road, I'm going back to a regular life. For me, I don't know, man. I have been looking at a couple like small little cottages. So only because I know I never want to leave Florida other than September, October. So my main thing for me is to stay a minimalist. Okay. A minimalist simply means, okay, that I have the minimal amount of things based on the lifestyle I want to live. I don't have a 2,000 square foot house with 2 air conditioners. I have under 500 square foot. I have 1 air conditioner. If I even have that. Right now I have 1 fan, nothing. So I live in 10 square feet. So I'm an extreme minimalist right now. And I know I'm going to be single for life, for me. So we'll see how it plays out. Andre, good Marcel. Thank you. Brandon, thank you again for joining, Brandon. Thank you for your gracious tips. I'm praying for you, man. Share with me as this unfolds. Andre, welcome, Brandon. Thank you, Andre. Brandon, yes, I'm in Las Vegas. Okay, shout out to Las Vegas. The hardest part is, I'll come back to you, Andre, is we have 6K. Oh, that is a hard part, man. You have a 6K French bulldog together, so I had to let him go with her. Well, it is hard. Like I say, I had a dog for 10 years. I never shared my dog. It was just mine, and it really helped me. It was a great experience. And I still think about my dog often. But for the rest of my life, I'll never buy another dog. A couple reasons. One is I felt like for me, it was like being married and my wife died. And for me, I'm the type of person like, that's it. I've been married once. I did it. And I wouldn't even consider like having another dog and treating it like I treated my dog. Cause like, I don't know. You don't, to me, you do that once. I wouldn't get another dog and call it like, you're my only baby or you're my love. You know, to me, you do that once. That's just me. But in one sense, I think it's good that the dog went with your girl. Why? Because I think that the dog would remind you of her. Chances are, if you got a dog, you probably got it because of her, possibly. Because usually when people get into a relationship, before they have kids, they get a dog. And the dog is like their first kid, and then they have kids. Thank God that all you have is a dog, not a kid. You still have a shot. So that's the positive. Take this positive, brother. And it's good. Let the dog go with her, and you focus on yourself. Learn to take yourself out. Learn to manage your time. Manage your time. Manage your time. What does that mean? Wake up early, healthy breakfast, do something productive, something positive. Take breaks, maybe go for another long walk at night, okay? Try some hobbies, downsize if you need to downsize, work on your house if you need to work on your house, and then go to bed early, and then you put that in repeat, and you make some incremental changes as you refine yourself. So love to you, man. Back to Andre. Andre, whatever happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. Yeah. I never been to Las Vegas. I remember my mom went to Las Vegas when she was, she went with someone in her 50s. And, she said Sam was all right. She went to some buffets. She gambled a little bit. But, again, I grew up in New Jersey, like Andre's in New Jersey with Atlantic City. So is there a big difference between Atlantic City and Las Vegas? Well, Las Vegas is there's more to it than just, Atlantic City. But it's pretty similar. Gamble, you eat, and you repeat. So, shout out to Las Vegas, man. Shout out to Atlantic City. ESP, laughing, evil Dairy Queen. You know what it is, ESP. But ESP, you know what it is, too. It's like, in one sense, it's good it happened because I don't want to string relationships out. If we're not on the same page, I don't want to hurt people, and I don't want to be hurt. And that's why I want to be single. I know that I am not for everyone. So, you know what? If we're going to argue, let's argue over Dairy Queen, and then let's move on with our lives. Good job. Adam, happy? Yeah, it is St. Patty's Day. Good job, Adam. Yeah, I saw some hot chicks dressed in green. Would I ever recommend dating an Irish girl? Well, I've dated all types of girls. Puerto Rican, black, white, Chinese. I almost dated an Indian girl, never did. So, St. Patty's Day is mainly an Irish origin holiday. I knew some Irish girls. She had some thick ankles. She had a nice body, but ankles were very thick. But I digress. But I don't know. I mean, I know the origins of St. Patty's Day is like, supposedly this saint chased a bunch of snakes out of some place, and then I don't know. It was like better. But now, what is St. Patty's Day? Everyone dresses in green and gets drunk. Am I mad at that? No. Do I? Look, guys, look. All I know is this. I want to be single. I don't want to date an Irish girl. I don't want to date an Italian girl. Because I know some couple Italian girls with big ankles. Guys, I don't want to date anyone. Okay? I got a wide ass. I'm fair. So, I know some people that are Irish. They're married. They're happy. That's great. I love them. But I have to have a channel where I express my passion. See, my passion is not let's dress up in green, let's go to your relative's house and let's get drunk. I don't like that. That's very depressing to me. So the only green I like, guys, is money bag emoji. I like to see that green. I got a new member. That makes me more excited than, having, what do they have like during St. Patty's Day? Cabbage and stuff like that. I don't like that. So I don't like cabbage, guys. I'm not a cabbage guy. So I'm a Scrooge McDuck guy. That's what I like. I ain't lying about that. Happy St. Patty's Day. Nublia, I've got to do something. Okay. Or I'm going to be worthless. Well, I don't like that word worthless. Just like I told that fat chick the other day that came in here. She called herself, she said she got to lose a lot of weight. She old. I said, don't call yourself that. And I meant it. Okay. So, but, look, I don't like the word worthless. Okay. I like the word, I got to be productive. Okay. Now, look, it's the same shit. I'm not going to cut, a heavy chick's a fat chick, okay? Now, worthless is an unproductive person. But there's a different word. Now, whatever, I don't care. You call your... But I want to let you know that define the word worthless. It basically means something doesn't have value. But why doesn't something have value? It's not productive. It's fucking taking naps all day. It's fucking dragging ass. Even retired people should be doing something. Even disabled people should be doing something. It doesn't mean you have to work in a ditch. It doesn't mean you have to work at McDonald's. It just means do something. Okay? Get your blood flowing. Okay? Because that creates value. Okay? In some way. Okay, so good job. Doran, thank you again, Doran. Gratitude. St. Patty's Day is in the house. Yes, Pete. I pretty much know myself. I like it. And at this point, I know that being on the road with occasional breaks as possible help me do it going forward. I know you have a passion for it because you're one of the few people that I've met on YouTube that you're serious, you're fair-minded, you're level-headed, and you calculate everything. So you calculated the risk of staying in your van in Alaska in the winter versus what the coronavirus is, versus trying to leave the state. Your job was still changing some things. And so I know that no matter what you decide, you're at least paying attention and you're not just going off emotion. That's good. And I also know that you don't just mind fuck things through logic. You're willing to do stuff. You're willing to get in your van. You're willing to live in. You're willing to, whatever. So I believe that you're on a good journey in refining yourself because you got logic and you got the willingness to just do. And if you can combine those two things, you can do great things. And so I believe that your journey will be great. Yeah, you'll definitely be going forward. I agree with that. Howell, what's up, brother? Any more hookups for me? Well, brother, like I said, man, love to you, Howell. Great to see you. I think we all get into seasons of life that we have to work on ourselves. I've been there. I'm not going to say that everyone should be single their entire life. That's for everyone to choose. I've chosen. But I don't think someone should be in a relationship within 18 months of going through a divorce or a breakup. I think you need that time to heal and find yourself. Not to like just distract yourself. Most people distract themselves. Okay? But how do you define worthless? Something that has no value. I don't think you're worthless because you're single or you're unemployed. I think, and I'm not talking about anyone directly. I'm referencing Nublia's comment and we're talking to Hal. But I think that you have to be productive. You have to do something. And again, even if you can retire early, even if you don't need to work, you got to find something to do. Okay? Because, just taking, like I say, taking naps all day or just thinking about your ex all day, guys, that's the devil, man. I mean, you destroy your life. So I always go back to time management. Time management is self-care. Self-care is a healthy routine. A healthy routine is what they teach you in kindergarten. You take naps, you go, you wait, you go to this room. They teach you in school, you have time for math, you have a time for gym. And, look, if you can't obey the laws, you go to jail. Well, they teach you in jail, put you on a routine. Time to work out, time to wake up, time to go to bed. If you can't control yourself with drugs, what do they do in the rehab? They teach you a routine. This is the time we go to meetings. This is the time you do this. If you get to become a senior citizen and you lose all your mental faculties, what do? They put you in assisted living. What do they do in assisted living? It's time to wake up, time to do a knitting, time to do a social thing. Everything has a structure. And if you can't structure your own life, either society's going to have to do it or some other controlling person has to do it. Because if you can't control your life, someone else will. What are we talking about tonight? Control. Why would you be single and be a minimalist? You want maximum control. But if you want maximum control, like my man, I believe it was Nublia said, it comes with responsibility. See, a lot of people want the idea of control, but they can't handle responsibility. Love you, Hal. Good to see you. Tony. Sam, hydration break. You get me, man. Crack that window, but I'm sweating my ass off. I lost some weight tonight. Good job. Stay positive, Tony. I'm glad I showed up. I'm glad I showed up tonight, brother. 2 members, couple super chats, some couple great existing members in here. 70 people in the live chat. 26 thumbs up. And what I can tell you is forward. At this point, just keep showing up. Thank you, Tony. Nublia. I am from the UK. Oh, we got a couple people. Marcel's from the UK. By the way, I'm 20. You young, man. Shout out to you, man. You and Marcel's from the UK. Yeah, look, Marcel says, another European. You guys are here strong, man. Love to you, man. UK flag emoji. Anyone in the live chat, all my members, throw a UK flag emoji up in there. Doran, real estate only goes up in value. If you wait, it just gets more expensive. That's possible. Now, what I've learned in my lifetime is over time it goes up. There's going to be dips. Again, we may be in a new part of society where it just trends up. There's no dips. I don't know. But I won't buy real estate just because I fear it will go up. Because if real estate keeps going up, that means that people have money to buy. So if people have money to buy, they can buy other stuff. Like for me, I've already lived without a house. Now, if I had kids, I couldn't live the life I live. But me not having to buy something, I can go buy something tomorrow. I can rent tomorrow. The only time you make money on real estate is when you sell. If your house went up for $500,000, you didn't make any money until you sell. And when you sell, what are you going to do? You're going to rent, you're going to nomad, or you're going to downsize. The only time you make money in real estate, if you're buying it to live in it, is when you sell, and if you make a profit, and then you're either going to take that profit, downsize to a smaller house, or rent the rest of your life because you don't have kids to leave stuff into. So, however, when you do own property, I'm fair, you have more control than when you rent. However, you have more responsibility. You're more anchored. When you rent, you have no responsibility, no liability. You just pay a flat fee. So everything has a give and a take. The question is, for everyone individually, who am I? What's my age? What's my relationship circumstance? What's my financial position? Am I living where I want to live? I would never, with all caps, recommend buying a house that's just cheap or in an area close to family if that's not where you want to live. If you're in New Jersey and you know you don't want to live in New Jersey, I would never buy a house there. That's, for me, it gave me the green light to sell. Because I said, even if I can't get a job transfer and I have to change companies, I know I don't want to live in New Jersey. So selling was a no-brainer. Now, again, I do look at buying in Florida. But when I look at buying in Florida, I measure the risk, right? Hurricane, flood insurance, maybe if there's climate change, we'll have to see how it plays out. And I said to myself, I could either keep nomading, I could live out of a travel trailer, I could buy an RV lot, or I could buy a house. I could wait till I'm 55 and buy into 55. If you bought a house and your mortgage payment was $1,200 a month, mortgage, taxes, utilities, everything, I think the average for everyone right now is $1,700 a month, okay? Because the average rent is $1,200. So the average mortgage with property taxes and insurance is $1,700. Okay. So if the average person is paying $1,700 a month, and the average house is $300,000 right now in America, 1,700 times 12, there's 12 months in a year. You're paying $20,400 a year. Okay. And we're not including repairs, we're not including utilities. I'm going to times that times 30-year mortgage, okay? You paid $612,000. So if you bought the average house right now for $300,000, over the course of 30 years, you're going to pay about $612,000. You're going to pay double. Now, so this is the problem people face. And that does not include renovations, and you know you're going to have some. Doesn't include water heaters, air conditioners, etc. Storms, etc. Doesn't include home insurance. So you know in 30 years, you can't just say, I made $600,000. You didn't make, if your house is worth $600,000, you didn't make $600,000. You paid $600,000. You're going to sell it for $600,000 or more. And you're going to, you have to deduct everything you paid. Now, the only counter argument to that is, well, you would have paid something in rent. Yes. But you would have not had any renovations. You would have not had any liability. You would have been able to get out of that lease at any time. So buying a house favors those who are going to be in the area and want to be in that area for at least 10 years. It favors those who have families. Buying a house for the average single minimalistic person, it does not really go in their favor most of the time. There's some exceptions. I'm trying to find the exception if it makes sense. But I'm also looking at the possibility I never buy property again. I'm looking at both. Because I've owned a property for 15 years and I've lived in my car for 4. And so what I've learned is if you're single and you're a minimalist, you got a lot of options. You got a lot of control. If you're married with kids, you don't have many options. You're, you more than likely going to buy or rent or whatever, and that's it. So, good comment. Thank you, Doran. Let me take a hydration break. I know one great woman that I know recently. She's in her 60s. She sold a house and she cashed out, and she basically has a plan of renting because she was tired of taking care of things. She made her money. And again, you only make money on a house when you sell it. And then when you sell it, either you're going to rent the rest of your life or you're going to downsize and buy something smaller. Or you're just trying to build up wealth in your house to leave it to your kids. And then your kids are going to take your inheritance. They're going to go on probate. They're going to fight. Then they're going to sell your house. And then they're going to go live their own life. So there's a lot of things to think about when it comes to that, Andre, my wife invited me many times to go to Las Vegas. Never been there. May one day. Okay, thank you, Andre. Marcel. I've been to Reno. It's a lot of casinos, cheap hotels, strip malls in the middle of the desert. Yeah, I looked at, during the housing crisis of 2006-07, I looked at homes in Arizona. Because that was in the beginning of my planning phase. Man, maybe one day I'll leave New Jersey. I wasn't that serious, but I was thinking. And during the housing crisis, I was looking at homes. And I was underwater. I couldn't sell my house for what I owed. See, some people who aren't old enough, they don't realize it can happen where you owe more on your house than it's worth. House values can go down. It's very unlikely, but it happens. Okay, so now, over time, they tend to go up. So there's a balance of thought. But for about 7 years, I had to wait until the equity in my house was above what I owed. So during that time, I was dreaming about what's my next step. Hold on, right now, I'm dreaming about a $5 super chat from Child of C. All caps, secure the bag. In the brief case. Yeah, we had a member truck driver used to say that. I say happy St. Patty's Day because I love the green dollar bill, y'all. And he goes, how many people already wasted stimulus to buy their spouse leopard shoes that will be in storage unit in a week? Well, that's true, brother. However, I don't want to mock. We all spend our money differently. I spent a lot of money, going out to eat, not restaurants, but just eating out. When I had a dog, I spoiled her. I spent a little like my girl. And some people just put it in Bitcoin. So, guys, you know me. I don't count other people's money. But I tell you, if you want more power, just live below your means and keep an income. I also tell you, even if you can retire early, do something. Even if you're collecting unemployment, even if you got a stimulus, do something. And if you're middle-aged, get back in the workforce. Why? Guys, they're not going to keep pumping out these checks forever. And then the older you get, the more destitute you're going to be. So I don't care how anyone spends their money. But I think about my life, and there's two things that has helped me with money. The number one thing that has always helped me is that I show up, and I've always kind of kept a job, and even when I've been laid off, I picked up side jobs. I keep that rhythm, and even when I was in debt, at least I have income. But then what helped me get ahead was cutting my expenses, keeping my income, and even growing some side income. And I feel at 40 years old, I'll be 41 this year, in a great circumstance. Now, part of it's because I'm single, part of it's because I've worked, part of it's because I cut my expenses. If you're a single minimalist who works, guys, somebody play Nas, The World Is Yours in the background. Okay. Whose world is this? The world is yours. The world, play it. Because, guys, you know, that's what it is. Let's take a hydration break. Love to you. Thank you, Chelsea. Whose world is there? The world is yours. All right, back live comments. Andre. I read that. Marcel. I read that. Oh yeah, I was talking about, I'm gonna go to David. David, what's up, man? Screw that bag too. I'll talk about my thing. Let me read David's comment. David goes, I had a little dog a couple years ago when I was a nomad. Okay. Now he's, shout out to him, man. I was thinking about you today delivering that pizza, man. I worked at a pizzeria. He goes, it was more problematic than anything. I always said I would get another one, but it doesn't look like I will. Well, David, I think right now, brother, keep making your deliveries. And yeah, getting a dog is like having a kid. They can be great, but they are a lot of work, and I probably would never do it again. Love to you, David. I'm proud of you. Oh, $4.99 super chat. Paid to Nolan. Great to see you. You become a man when you grow out of childish habits. That's true. That message hit me hard yesterday. Hard. Well, I thank you. I thank Howell, who referenced the scripture that I was talking about. Yeah, there's a scripture in the Bible, and I don't agree with every parts of the Bible, but I do say there's parts of the Bible that help me. And one thing was, there's a scripture that says, when I was a child, I spoke like a child and reasoned like a child. When I became an adult, I put away childish things. And all that means, it's nothing religious really, nothing about converting you. All that means is I matured. Okay. And maturity is a good thing. Oh, Coffee Black's back in the house. $4.99 super chat. Well, all I can say is, whose world is this? The world is yours. The world is yours. I thought, thank you, Coffee Black. Thank you very much. What I can tell you is this, guys. I'm sweating my big ass off. I'm glad I showed up. Was I scared to go live? I'm scared all the time, guys, because, you know, but I focused my mind. I have a structured topic. I opened up the first 10, 15 minutes on that. We take members' comments and you let it grow organically. And over time, through consistency, through effort, okay, and through the grace of God, you gotta get a little lucky. Through all those things, you grow something. And if you don't, if you do those things, you can still apply them to other things. And eventually, one of the things you do will grow. If you plant many seeds, not all of them will grow, but some of them will, okay? So that's why you do stuff. Everything you do does not work out. I have a lot of things that didn't work out, okay? But I do stuff, okay? So when you do stuff and when you try to learn, you use the logic, you calculate the risk, okay, et cetera, et cetera. Guys, okay, you know, all it does is just make your life better, okay? Doesn't mean anything is guaranteed. Just make your life better. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Coffee Black. Good to see you. All right, let's take hydration, but I'll sweat my big ass off. Gratitude. David, man, I'm proud of you, brother. You just keep doing your thing, man. Back live comments. Tony, the origins of, he's about to break it down. Tony says the origins of St. Patrick's Day, according to Sam. Oh, God. That's my guy, Tony, man. Tony got a good sense of humor. Tony, man, you're a good guy, man. Some guy chasing his ass some places. Hey, Tony, man, you on it, man. Man, I wish I could super chat you, man. You on that shit tonight, man. You right, though, man. Oh, that's good, man. Yeah, Tony broke it down, man. So, according to Sam, some guy chased snakes out of some place a long time ago. And the things must have got better. Now, people just wear green and get drunk. That's pretty much it. Good job, Tony. Marcel laughing on the ground. How's it going? There. I am always doing something. There you go. Now, with 2 business pizzas, overnight cleaning, and Anytime Fitness. I love it. I love Anytime Fitness. I love the night shift. I always tell you guys, if you're scared, or if you don't like people, or if you're just getting back in the workforce, I love the night shift. Why? It's a great way to ease yourself back in the workforce without a lot of pressure, without a lot of expectation, and it gives you all day to be free. And it especially, as a nomad or as someone who's starting another business, right? Because, I remember when I did my first night shift, well, not my first night shift, but one of my beginning night shift jobs, I was really wanting it because I wanted to start my electrical contracting business during the day. And I wanted to be able to run errands and stuff during the day. It's like rather than running around at night in traffic and stuff. I mean, now society's a little bit different where everyone works remote. A lot of people, coronavirus, but the night shift still has a lot of value, especially if you're single, because sometimes a lot of people who are married, they can't do the night shift because their spouse wants them home to sleep. But I did know married people that worked the night shift. The value was when they got home, they were able to take their kid to school or whatever. And again, all that's changed now. But, yeah, I don't know. That's my thoughts. Yeah, ESP, Australian flag emoji. Nublia 3 Australian fags emoji. Welcome again, brother. Marcel, I tried finding a ukulele fag emoji the other day. Couldn't find it. They got it, man. That's the British bulldog emoji. Andre, it looks like the Florida flag, but maybe that's a European flag. Hey, guys, throw up any flag. That's good enough for me. Thank you again, Child of Sea. Yeah, I remember secured a bag in a briefcase. Love that name. Thank you, man. Peyton Nolan, thank you again, brother. You've been very gracious to me long time. Thank you, Peyton Nolan. Thank you, Coffee Black. It's great to see you. Keep pushing forward. Self-care, self-confidence. And as you do that over time, you'll get your swagger back. ESP, laughing good. Laughter's good for the soul. St. Patty's Day emoji. That's our guy, Tony. Blessed us tonight. Adam. Thanks for showing up, Sam. I'm thankful for the love, and I appreciate you. I enjoy your message, my friend. Grateful. Time for dinner. Amen, says the Yacht Club. Even though I just had dinner, I got to take my ass a shower. Catch the rest of the replay. Love to you, Adam. Thank you. Praying for your family. Dorat, I love this channel. It's reciprocal love back to you and how you can reach so many of us. I'm grateful. Thank you. I am grateful I found the Inspirational Nomad. It's reciprocal. The only downside is I know I let some people down. I hurt some people, and there's some disagreements along the way. But it's just part of what it is. So it's like you can't. Everything's not going to be perfect. So I just try to do my best and go from there. Nublia, I want to buy land and build houses on that land and sell them off. Okay. I know that comes with responsibility. Yes, it does. But you can do it if that's what you want to do. But it seems like something I would enjoy. No. Hey, look, a lot of people make great money in real estate. You just have to understand a couple things. Your personality, number one. See, I have the personality. I don't like a lot of commitment. I don't like a lot of entanglement. I don't like a lot of debt. I don't like a lot of logistics. Okay. Real estate is all of those things. It's commitment, it's logistics, it's building. I don't like that. But you don't have to do them all. I mean, you just have to manage them. And you just have to have the personality and the passion to get through the pain. But if you run the numbers and if you have some experience in construction or real estate or finance, then you can do it. If you don't, get some experience at a small scale in real estate and construction and finance. Because if you're going to build homes and develop property and sell it, there's a couple factors. And those factors are, one is you have to be a good project manager. Two is you have to know some financial literacy. Because people who do that, they don't buy all those, most people don't buy that with cash. They take out loans. And you don't take out 30-year mortgage loans when you buy property to develop it. There's a whole set of different financial logistics. Okay, so, and part of that is outside of your control, where a lot of it is subject to the waves of the economy. And so right now things are booming. Everybody wants to be a real estate agent. Everyone wants real estate. And I'm not saying it's going to crash tomorrow. No one knows. I'm just trying to say you just have to understand that's not forever. Okay. It can always go up. It probably will always trend up over time. But, real estate, interest rates will rise again. And that will cause a slowdown in some, as production, as people go back to work, as factories open up, the supply chain will not be jammed. Inventory levels will rise. When you have increased inventory and increased mortgage rates, it doesn't mean there'll be a housing crash, but there will be a slowdown, okay? Because it's at a pace now, it's unsustainable. So If you understand those basic things and you're willing to feel the pain, just like a YouTube channel, just like working as an apprentice electrician, just like anything you want to do in life, if you're willing to go through the pain, and if you have a plan, and if you're willing to adapt, and if you're honest and you evaluate yourself, and if you have some raw determination, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Okay, so, but it takes all those things, and so research, plan, prepare, experience, etc. All right, guys and girls, I want to thank you all, existing members, new members, and everyone on the Super Chat. I'm very, very grateful. Big Plan Dan, this guy's building some big real estate in South. Yeah, he'll give you advice. He's a perfect guy. This guy is into real estate. He's building a thing right now down in South California. He goes, sounds like a great plan. Talking about Tenublia. Sam is right. Get some experience and get ready to take some chances. There you go. Outside of the tech industry, real estate is perhaps the greatest way to make a fortune. Yep. Nublia says, thanks for the heads up. Amen. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you, Dan. Great to see you, man. You're a blessing, brother. I hope your home build is going well and everything you got going on in your life, man. I appreciate all your comments. All right, everyone. Very much appreciate you. Remember, self-care is the ultimate calling on your life. When you take care of yourself well, when you have a healthy routine, when you have overall healthy habits, you can do a lot of things. But when you don't take care of yourself, someone else has to take care of you. They have control over you. And I'm not just talking about physically, I'm talking about emotionally. So the more you take care of yourself, here's the incentive. The more you take care of yourself, the more you have control. The more you have control, the more you can do. The more you can do, the more you can live your best life. And even though there's a percentage of things we can't control in life, maybe 10%, God forbid we get hit by a bus, God forbid we have a serious illness, etc. The coronavirus, etc. But 90% we can still do. Like I say, guys, I'm not saying that everyone should do what I did, but I know people. I just had a friend. He's been in New Jersey the entire time with the coronavirus. He's been basically quarantined to his house. He got the coronavirus. Okay. So I've traveled up and down. I may have gotten it because I got sick, but I calculated my risk for my life and I just did stuff. Okay. And I'm not reckless and I respect the risks of life because I've been burned. And I respect information. I respect logic, but I also respect myself. So respecting yourself is a big thing, man. Because you set a standard in your life, you know. And I always make the reference that the insecure person, it tends to be your biggest enemy. Not because like they really want to hurt you, but an insecure person, which we've all been at times, an insecure person, they're not at peace. And when they're not at peace, the relationship can never be at peace. The situation you're in can never be at peace because you're fighting not just the battle of life to go forward, you're fighting the demons that tread in that person's mind. Okay. That they're not good enough, they're not what this, that, what. And look, some of that shit may be true, like they're not doing what they fucking need to do. Okay. But either they're gonna do it or they're not gonna do it. It's like, you know, you gotta shit or you gotta get off the pot, you know? It's like you gotta do or you're not gonna do. You know, there's a time for planning. There's a time for research. You got to do all those things. There's a time to rest. There's a time to fall back. But there's also a time to get up. There's also a time to take action. Because if you don't, like I tell you guys, body emotion stays emotion. Okay? Energy feeds on energy. Idle time feeds on anxiety. And so, like, you know, more you ain't doing shit, more you start worrying, stressing, doubting yourself. More you do, yeah, you make mistakes, but the more you're in a rhythm, the more, you know, you build up a tougher skin. You know, the more your muscles build, the more your mind builds, and you just fucking, you know, doing shit, you know? Is it perfect? No. Do we all need the grace of God or whatever you want to believe? Of course. But, fuck, you know, either you're going to do something or you're just going to not, you know? So, you know, remember all that. All right, love, peace.